What if the calm, familiar world of Hudson and Rex is about to break apart in ways no one saw coming? One trailer, a few sharp moments, and suddenly everything feels different. Season 9 doesn't just look bigger, it feels heavier, more personal, and more dangerous than ever before. Season 9 opens with a feeling that something has shifted. The trailer doesn't rush into action right away. Instead, it slows things down just enough to let the tension sink in. The streets feel quieter, the looks between characters feel heavier, and even Rex's presence feels more alert, as if he senses trouble before anyone else does. This season is clearly setting a new tone. The cases don't feel random anymore. They feel connected, like every crime is part of something larger that has been building in the shadows. Hudson appears more focused, more serious, like a man who already knows the cost of what's coming. There's a sense that the past is no longer staying buried, and whatever is coming next will force him to face things he thought were long behind him. The trailer makes it clear that Season 9 is not here to play it safe. It wants the audience to feel uneasy, curious, and fully locked in from the very first moment. This is the kind of opening that tells viewers they should pay attention to every detail. Because nothing shown is accidental. Every glance, every pause, and every quiet second is warning us that the rules are changing. And once they change, there's no going back. As the trailer moves forward, the emotional weight becomes impossible to ignore. Hudson is no longer just reacting to crimes as they happen. He feels pulled into them, as if these cases are choosing him instead of the other way around. There's a visible pressure on his shoulders, a sense that the badge alone won't protect him this time. The danger feels closer, more personal, and harder to escape. Rex, always loyal and sharp, seems more alert than ever, stepping into moments that feel riskier and more intense. The bond between them is still strong, but it's clear they're being tested. This season hints that trust will matter more than strength, and instinct will matter more than rules. The trailer shows quick flashes of chaos, but what really stands out is the silence between those moments. It's in those quiet gaps that fear grows. Season 9 seems ready to explore what happens when the job stops being just a job and starts becoming a threat to everything Hudson cares about. This isn't just about solving cases anymore. It's about survival, loyalty, and the choices that define who you are when everything is on the line. One of the strongest feelings in the trailer is the sense of unfinished business. Season 9 appears to reach back into earlier chapters, pulling old threads into the present. Nothing is clearly explained, but that's what makes it powerful. The past feels alive, active, and dangerous. There's a suggestion that someone out there remembers old mistakes, old victories, and old losses. The crimes shown don't feel random, they feel targeted. Hudson's reactions suggest recognition, as if he understands the pattern forming but can't stop it yet. Rex becomes more than a partner here. He feels like a shield, a warning system, and sometimes the only thing standing between Hudson and disaster. The trailer hints that this season will blur the line between personal life and duty, forcing hard decisions that don't come with clear answers. Viewers are being invited into a deeper, more serious chapter of the story where every action has consequences. Season 9 doesn't promise easy wins. It promises challenges that leave marks, lessons that hurt, and moments that stay with you long after the episode ends. By the end of the trailer, one thing becomes clear. Season 9 is about transformation. The world of Hudson and Rex is no longer comfortable or predictable. It's sharper, darker, and more demanding. The danger feels smarter, the stakes feel higher, and the emotional cost feels real. This season looks ready to push its characters beyond their limits, testing not just their skills but their hearts. Hudson stands at the center of it all, facing a future that won't wait for him to be ready. Rex remains his constant, his strength, and his warning when things go wrong. Together, they are stepping into a season that promises tension, emotion, and moments that could change everything. The trailer doesn't give answers, it gives questions. And that's what makes it powerful. Season 9 isn't asking if Hudson and Rex can handle what's coming. It's asking how much they're willing to sacrifice when they do. Season 9 starts to feel heavier the moment Hudson steps into the middle of these new cases. There is a clear shift in how he carries himself, like someone who understands that the danger ahead will not end neatly once an arrest is made. The crimes teased in the trailer feel smarter and more personal. Almost as if someone is testing how far Hudson can be pushed before he breaks. Every choice he makes seems to carry more weight than before, and the calm confidence we are used to seeing is now mixed with caution. This season makes it clear that experience alone will not be enough. Hudson is facing situations where the rules do not always help, and following them might even make things worse. The pressure builds quietly through tense looks, sudden silences, and moments where Hudson realizes he may already be one step behind. Rex's role in this season feels more serious and more intense. He is not just assisting or following commands, he reacts faster, senses danger earlier, and often seems to know when something is wrong before Hudson does. Their partnership is still strong, but Season 9 hints that even strong bonds can be tested when the risks keep rising. Rex places himself in danger without hesitation, showing loyalty that feels deeper than ever. But that loyalty also raises fear. Each risky move reminds the audience that Rex is not invincible. The trailer quietly suggests that every mission could carry a cost, and that cost may not always be something Hudson is ready to face. The connection between them feels less like routine teamwork and more like survival. What truly stands out is how close the danger feels this time. The threats are no longer distant criminals who disappear once the case is closed. They feel present, patient, and aware. There is a sense that someone is watching, learning, and waiting for the right moment to strike. Hudson's reactions suggest recognition, as if parts of these cases remind him of past situations he hoped would stay buried. Season 9 seems ready to explore what happens when old choices return in new and dangerous ways. The line between past and present starts to blur, creating tension that follows Hudson even when he is not actively on a case. The emotional side of the story becomes stronger as well. Hudson is no longer just protecting the public. He is protecting his sense of control, his trust in the system, and his belief that doing the right thing is always enough. The trailer shows moments where hesitation replaces confidence, where decisions feel rushed because waiting could cost lives. Season 9 is setting up a version of Hudson who must act without full certainty, knowing that every move could trigger consequences he cannot undo. This emotional pressure adds depth to the story and pulls the audience closer, making each case feel more urgent and more real. By focusing on tension instead of constant action, Season 9 creates a slow burn that feels dangerous in its own way. The silence between scenes matters just as much as the chaos. The looks exchanged between characters, the moments where Hudson pauses before speaking, and the way Rex stays close all signal that something bigger is forming. This season does not promise quick relief or simple victories. It promises challenges that stretch over time, forcing Hudson and Rex to adapt or risk losing control. Section by section, the story is preparing viewers for a season where the job becomes personal, the threats feel smarter, and survival depends on trust, instinct, and the strength of an unbreakable bond. Season 9 begins to reveal its true danger. Through the idea of unfinished business, nothing in the trailer feels random. Every crime, every reaction, and every quiet moment suggests that the past is no longer silent. There is a strong feeling that old cases, old enemies, or old mistakes are slowly rising back to the surface. Hudson does not look surprised by this shift, but he does look cautious, like someone who understands that history has a way of demanding payment. This season seems ready to explore how past decisions can shape the present, especially when those decisions were made under pressure. This adds a layer of tension that goes beyond solving crimes. It becomes about accountability and facing things that were never fully resolved. The trailer hints that the threats in Season 9 are not impulsive or careless. They are patient and planned. Someone out there seems to understand how Hudson works, how he thinks, and how he reacts under stress. That makes the danger far more serious. Hudson is no longer chasing criminals who leave obvious trails. He is dealing with people who stay hidden, who strike carefully, and who know when to disappear. This forces Hudson into unfamiliar territory where instincts matter more than procedures. The feeling of control he usually carries begins to slip, replaced by doubt and urgency. This shift makes every step forward feel risky because the enemy is always one move ahead. Rex becomes even more important in this environment. He is not just supporting Hudson, he's grounding him. Rex's instincts feel sharper, almost protective, as if he understands that this season carries risks unlike anything before. There are moments where Rex seems to sense danger before it appears, pulling Hudson away from threats that are not yet visible. This deepens their bond. The emotional weight of these unfolding events starts to settle in. Hudson is not just fighting criminals, he is fighting the pressure of knowing that his past actions may be shaping his future. The trailer suggests moments of reflection where Hudson questions whether things could have been handled differently before. This inner conflict adds depth to his character, making him feel more human and more vulnerable. Season 9 seems interested in showing that being a good cop does not always mean having clean hands. Sometimes it means carrying regrets and still moving forward when the cost becomes personal. What makes this season stand out is how closely danger follows Hudson beyond the job. The line between work and personal life feels thinner than ever. Threats no longer stop at crime scenes or office doors. They follow him, linger in his thoughts, and influence his decisions. The trailer hints at moments where Hudson must choose between caution and action, knowing that hesitation could lead to loss. These choices do not come with clear answers, only consequences. Season 9 builds tension by showing that doing the right thing is not always obvious when every option carries risk. As the story continues to unfold, it becomes clear that Season 9 is not about easy victories. It is about endurance. Hudson and Rex are being pushed into a long battle that tests patience, trust, and resilience. The danger does not rush in loudly. It creeps closer, scene by scene, until it surrounds them completely. This slow, steady pressure is what makes the season feel intense and unpredictable. Section by section, the narrative prepares the audience for a chapter where the past demands attention, the present feels unstable, and the future depends on whether Hudson and Rex can face what's been waiting for them all. Along Season 9 moves toward a place where everything feels like it is reaching a breaking point. The trailer slowly makes it clear that this chapter is not just about crime, it is about change. Hudson stands in the middle of a world that no longer feels stable. The cases are heavier, the risks are higher, and the sense of safety that once existed feels fragile. There is a strong feeling that the system Hudson trusts is being tested, not from the outside, but from within. Every decision he makes now seems to carry long-term effects, and there is no reset button waiting at the end of an episode. Season 9 appears ready to show what happens when pressure builds for too long and strength alone is no longer enough. Hudson's journey this season feels more emotional and more demanding than before. He is still committed to doing his job, but the cost of that commitment is becoming clearer. The trailer hints at moments where exhaustion shows through his calm exterior, moments where doubt creeps in despite his experience. This is not weakness. It is realism. Season 9 seems focused on showing that even the strongest people reach limits. Hudson is forced to adapt, to rethink how he approaches danger, and to accept that he cannot control everything. This internal struggle adds depth to the story and makes his choices feel more meaningful. Every step forward feels earned, not guaranteed. Rex remains Hudson's constant, but their relationship also enters new territory. Rex is not just a partner anymore, he is a lifeline. In situations where words fail or trust becomes uncertain, Rex's presence provides clarity. The trailer shows Rex stepping closer, staying alert, and reacting with a sense of urgency that reflects how dangerous things have become. This loyalty is powerful, but it also brings fear. The closer Rex gets to the danger, the higher the emotional stakes rise. Season 9 quietly reminds viewers that courage often comes with risk, and love often comes with vulnerability. Rex's role becomes a symbol of trust when everything else feels uncertain. The world around Hudson and Rex also feels more intense. The streets seem colder, the silence heavier, and the threats more calculated. Season 9 does not rely on constant action to create tension. Instead, it builds pressure through atmosphere and pacing. A pause before a decision, a look held for too long, or a moment of quiet can feel just as dangerous as a chase. This slower, more thoughtful approach makes every scene feel important. It tells the audience that nothing is filler, and every moment is pushing the story closer to a turning point. As the season moves forward, it becomes clear that transformation is unavoidable. Hudson cannot remain the same person he was at the start of his journey. The challenges ahead demand growth, sacrifice, and acceptance of hard truths. Season 9 seems ready to explore what happens after the hero keeps going for too long without rest. It asks difficult questions about duty, loyalty, and how much one person can carry before something has to give. These themes give the season emotional weight and make it feel grounded and real. By the end of this section, the message of Season 9 becomes clear. This is a story about facing reality when comfort fades away. Hudson and Rex are stepping into a phase where every choice matters and every mistake has consequences. There are no easy answers waiting ahead, only challenges that demand courage and honesty. Season 9 is not promising perfection or victory without loss. It is promising a journey that tests character, deepens bonds, and leaves a lasting impact. This chapter is about standing firm when the world shifts and trusting that the bond between Hudson and Rex is strong enough to survive whatever comes next. Season 9 becomes even more intriguing when you start paying attention to the small details. Hidden inside the trailer, nothing shown feels accidental. Every quick shot, every background movement, and every line of dialogue seems carefully chosen to hint at something bigger coming later. The trailer moves fast, but when slowed down in your mind, patterns begin to appear. Certain locations repeat. Certain faces are framed longer than others, and certain moments feel like they are meant to raise questions instead of give answers. This season appears to reward viewers who look closely, because the real story may be hiding between the obvious moments. One of the most noticeable details is how often Hudson is shown reacting instead of leading. In earlier seasons, he usually enters scenes with confidence and control. In this trailer, he is often listening, watching, or arriving just after something has happened. This could suggest that Season 9 is built around mystery rather than pursuit. Hudson may be dealing with crimes where the truth is always one step ahead of him. This shift changes the pace of the show and makes every clue feel more important. The trailer quietly suggests that missing one detail could change everything. Both for Hudson and for the people around him, the background characters also feel more meaningful this time. Some faces appear only for a second, yet the camera lingers just long enough to make them feel important. These brief appearances could hint at returning characters, hidden allies, or even threats hiding in plain sight. Season 9 seems interested in building tension through uncertainty. Instead of clearly showing who can be trusted, the trailer blurs those lines. A friendly face may not be safe, and a quiet moment may hide a serious danger. This uncertainty keeps the audience guessing and creates a sense of constant alertness. Another subtle detail lies in the way Rex is framed throughout the trailer. He is often positioned slightly ahead of Hudson or watching from the side, as if sensing something unseen. This visual choice suggests that Rex's instincts will play a bigger role than ever before. Season 9 may lean heavily on Rex noticing things humans miss, turning him into a key piece of the puzzle. These moments are easy to overlook, but they hint that Rex may be the difference between success and failure in critical situations. His awareness feels like a warning, reminding viewers that danger does not always announce itself. Sound and silence also play an important role in the trailer. Some scenes are loud and chaotic, but others are quiet in a way that feels uncomfortable. The absence of sound in certain moments feels intentional, as if the show wants the audience to sit with the tension. These quiet scenes often come just before something intense happens, suggesting that Season 9 will use pacing as a weapon. The silence makes the danger feel closer and more personal, forcing viewers to stay alert even when nothing is happening on screen. There are also hints that long-term story arcs are being set up. Certain symbols, locations, or phrases appear more than once, suggesting connections that will only make sense later. Season 9 seems ready to tell a layered story where early episodes plant seeds that grow into major twists. This approach makes the season feel planned and deliberate, encouraging viewers to stay invested and remember details from episode to episode. Overall, Section 5 highlights how Season 9 is built on mystery, detail, and careful storytelling. The trailer does not try to explain everything. Instead, it invites the audience to look closer, think deeper, and question what they see. These hidden clues suggest a season where answers come slowly, tension builds steadily, and every small detail could lead to a major reveal. Season 9 is not just asking viewers to watch. It is asking them to pay attention. Season 9 opens the door to endless questions, and that is where fan theories begin to grow. The trailer does not give clear answers, but it gives just enough hints to spark debate. Viewers are already wondering whether the danger Hudson faces is coming from a single powerful enemy or from a network of threats working quietly in the background. The way the cases are shown suggests long planning, patience, and strategy. This has led many to believe that Season 9 could introduce an